Good morning, I'm Kristen Folletti and welcome to News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV for Friday, February 8th, 2013. How is Dell modifying the desktop PC? Here with his breaking analysis on Dell's new ThumbTop is Wikibon co-founder and CTO, David Floyer. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Kristen.
Last month at CES, Dell demonstrated Project Ophelia, a 3.5-inch by 1.5-inch Wi-Fi thumb computer for under $100. David, in light of the reduction of PCs being sold by Dell, are we looking at the new personal format here? Is this the next big thing?
Well, it's a very, very interesting development in just the size of the personal devices that I would call them. The start of this was you remember the Apple TV? That's a pretty good-sized computer. It's a pretty big format. Wouldn't go in your pocket. Mm-hmm. But if you take the computing parts of that and reduce that to literally 3.5 by 1.5 and very thin device, that's what's being offered by Dell and quite a few others. There's the MK808, for example, that's also out there. If you look on Amazon, a whole number of these devices which pack a lot of power and which would be all that would be necessary to provide the computing for a personal device. Obviously not the screen itself, but provide the computing capability. And if you look again on Amazon, you'll see these for under $50. So that's very amazingly competitive. And obviously, if Dell can get into this market and make it legitimate, that's an interesting new development.
What are the specifications for this personal device? How does it connect to the world?
Well, Dell themselves were a little bit coy about the specification, but if you look at some of the other devices, you can see that they're around 1 to 1.6 gigahertz ARM processor. That's the standard processor for these types of devices, and maybe around a gigabyte of RAM, of DRAM, and 8 gigabytes of storage on it. More importantly, it has Wi-Fi connection to the outside world, and it also has a mobile high-definition link, MHL, which is a very new smart link to, for example, a TV screen. So you provide your own TV screen and then you connect this to it. So that's the sort of specification that it could be, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but more running presumably something like Jelly Bean, the Android type operating system, but more than sufficient to run an operating system, a pretty significant operating system on it.
You briefly mentioned some storage specs. Are there multiple storage options for this type of device?
Well, there are obviously 8 gigabytes storage online, but I don't think that's how it will connect to the storage. Last night I was at the coming out party of Bitcasa, Tony Gowder's new venture, and they are offering infinite storage, as much as you like, for $100 a year. And this would be the ideal connection between a device like this and your storage in the cloud. That would be the way that I would see this going, not having a desktop-centric or laptop-centric with most of the data being on the laptop. It being a cloud device and almost all of the data being in the cloud itself. So yeah, this type of service from Bitcasa, and there are others around there as well, is much more likely to be the way that it would connect to storage. And of course, Dell would be in a position to provide that sort of service. So I think the way that this device would have to get to market would be through a series of services as well as the computer itself. The computer on its own is not going to do much. It's got to have a set of services, storage services, security services. Bitcaster itself is encrypted. It's got to be secure. That will be attractive. It will be attractive to personal people. And more importantly, the long-term way that business is going, enterprises is going, is being determined by advances in the consumer area itself.
What are some of the challenges Dell and others face in trying to bring this type of device to market?
Making it a complete package, making it something that people can take out of the package, plug it in, and get their service straight away. I think if you look at the ones that are out there now, like the MK808, you have to do everything. You have to connect it up. You have to sort out the storage. You have to sort out how it's going to be connected to some sort of device. You have to sort out whether you're going to use a touch screen or whether you're going to use an air mouse, or how you're going to connect it together. Dell and others will have to provide an end-to-end service. And obviously, Apple itself, I would be very surprised if they didn't have something similar in the pipeline, where they could offer a device like this with their end-to-end service, with their cloud storage and with their service at the consumer end. So this is a wide open, but the secret to me will be, can they package it up? Can they excite people about it? And most important of all, can they make it a complete experience? They're going to have to provide, for example, an option of buying a screen or a touch screen, or maybe even applying it to a set of glasses, where you can use the glasses themselves as the way of projecting it, like the Google Specs, for example. So some innovation in terms of how you package it, but making a complete package, I can see is going to be the answer.
That's a very interesting idea. So what was the reaction like when the ThumbTop was first revealed at CES? How did people respond?
Well, there's a lot of excitement and slight puzzlement as to how they would be applied. And what Dell was presenting was just the computer itself. As I was stressing before, it's got to be put into an easy-to-consume package, both for the consumer and also for the end user. I mean, for the enterprise. I mean, the enterprise, for example, will want a secure package, and I mentioned the encryption by Bitcaster. That's got to be built in. It's got to be secure. It's got to have been thought through as an end-to-end device. But if they get it right, this could sell in much higher quantities and really take out the bottom end of the market from the tablets, the tablets themselves being a little bit eaten away by this. And of course, the tablets are eating away into the PC. So this is very much a post-PC device. The sort of devices which are going to be incredibly disruptive to the PC, and part of what I forecast is a significant decline in the number of PC licenses and Intel chips that are out there.
Well, David, thank you for your input this morning. It was great to have you on, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend.
For in-depth coverage on news of the day and the latest breaking analysis, join us daily at News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV.